That was really nice. I actually like this voice. Okay, it's time for us to motivate you. And today our focus is on the power of the mind of a father, his family, and national transformation. It's the final discussion we're having on motivation for the month of July. And to help conclude this series is Dr. Francis Adeshina. It's so good to have you in the studio with us. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm fine.
You look really serious today. Is it because you're talking about the mind of a man, being a man yourself? You're like, thank you very much. Okay, let's do this. It's time to clear.
It's actually a serious discussion.
It is. It is. So, because when people talk about a father, there are always different expectations, different definitions, and all. But then, of course, you're talking about the power of the mind of a father.
Exactly.
Who he is, I'm saying supposed to.
Yeah.
Who is supposed to be the head of the family.
Yeah.
I'm using that because, unfortunately, many females have had to take the reins of leadership when the father fails to in a relationship. But let's talk about the power of the mind of a man.
Yeah. The mind actually determines your life because what goes on in your mind will eventually show up in your life. It simply means if you mentor your mind, you will deliver deliberately the life that you desire.
Absolutely.
So going to the topic, the mind of the father is the source of what the family will become. And you will agree with me that the family is the smallest denominator of a nation.
Yeah.
So if the mind of the father is right, then the family will be right.
True.
Then if you look at the aggregate quality of the mind of the fathers of a nation, it simply means it will reflect in the nation as a whole. The world is filled with 8.1 billion people from about 2.43 billion family. And every family is deliberately identified or tied to a nation. So what goes on aggregately in the family determines what goes on in the nation. And remember, the father, we normally say the father is the head of the family.
Yeah.
But rightly put, the father is actually the foundation of the family. You know, you'll agree with me that if you will build a house, the first thing to build is the foundation.
It has to be very strong.
So if you use the word head, it's like the roof. If there's a storm and the roof is gone, you can rebuild. But when the foundation is gone,
that's the end of
nothing remains.
Yeah.
So the place of a father is everything when it comes to the state of a nation. It's a long process. So what goes on in the family is exactly the picture of the society. And every society builds up to be the community, and the community to states, local government, all that, to the nation. So the mind of father or the mind of fatherhood is critical to what the family is,
so
and invariably.
In what ways does it influence family life? And let's take this from the very beginning, because a man has to make the choices, the right choices for his life, because not only will they affect him, they will affect the woman he brings into his home as his wife, as well as the offspring they produce as well. So when we talk about that, what are the influences that will help a man have the correct mind so as to have power over it as well?
Okay. Male is different from a man. A male is a product of nature. A man is a product of nurture, training. So to become a man, you must be trained to know the rubrics or those things required to have a quality family.
True.
You know, this has been a series. Last episode, we said life is built on 12-dimensional aspect of life, or 12-dimensional masteries, or pillars of life. One of it is family, parenting, and marriage. So every single decision a man makes determines critically It's a peep into the future of a nation aggregately.
That's why they say a family is important in a nation. It's
Exactly.
more or less a mini nation.
And
itself.
the father leads that process or the whole. So his choices before marriage is critical. So if he's choosing his wife with the parameters of shape and looks or complexion, then he's making a big mistake. He needs to see beyond
the physical,
the container, but to see a content that will metamorphose into a mother and a wife. So the decision influences a whole lot. It's quite unfortunate that people don't even know the purpose, the principles, and the laws that govern a marriage before they jump into it. It's more than that.
So for an average man now, we're talking about the transformational part. There's a man watching you now that is wondering, okay, maybe he has made the wrong choices or he's about to make a major choice. What are those things he has to know, the things he has to do right to either correct his mistakes or at least make sure the future turns out better than it is?
Yeah. Life is hardwired to learning. The difference between a failure and an achiever is learning and set goals. So he will start from where he is. It's never too late to make a U-turn if you realize you're going on the wrong way. So the first thing is, what do I need to know? What are my expectations and goals? What goals should I set for my family? What goals should I set for myself? What are the achievable or desirable expectations that will make me feel or think that I'm getting it right? So sometimes you need an expert. Sometimes you need a mentor. Sometimes you need a family that is getting it right or a man that is getting it right. Life always flows in the direction of a target, a goal. So you can't aim right if you lack a focus. So that's...
Focus is key.
Is key.
There's a lot to learn from this. Even as a woman myself, I've been able to pick one or two lessons that could also help in ensuring that at least one is a good partner to their spouse. And I find that really inspiring. Thank you so much. It's been a beautiful month listening to you week in, week out, Dr. Francis Adeshina. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. And we appreciate you as well for always watching the motivation segment on Wake Up Nigeria. I'm pretty sure you learned more than a thing or two this month long. We have to take a break. We'll be back in a bit. Just stay with us.